can't do that. Is that right? Yeah, okay, that's right. All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Share this with your friends because you owe it to them. Anyway, I want to continue to keep talking about reparations and why, I'm on. That's my new kick now. Reparations is my kick. I'm about to rep the reparations. All right, and here's why. All right, so yesterday I was just talking about like random stuff, but then I thought about the whole Aunt Jemima, the Uncle Ben's, and all those things, and even some of the other little subtle things that were done. And then I started to realize, I was like, most of this stuff was stolen. Okay, so most of it was stolen anyway, and all of the money, the whole industrial revolution was financed by slavery, because all of the big corporations, in fact, all the Fortune 5, I don't even know what the number is. In fact, I'm gonna have to start researching that. But what is the number? How much money do the Fortune 500 companies have as a result of slavery? Okay, because they got the money, and the reason why the economy of this country was able to become what it is today is simply because of the fact that they had 400 years of free labor. So you can't discount 400 years of free labor. Now, Bob Johnson, the former owner of BET, said that it was like his figure, I think, was 350,000 for every descendant of slaves. All right. But then I started going back thinking, and I was like, well, if you think about all the Fortune 500 companies, and then all of these billionaires, I'm talking about, we got like a ton of billionaires and millionaires and everything else. Well, I think everybody should get $500,000. Get $500,000, because, and then just, put it, hey, go away. Because that will put somebody on firm financial ground, or like $500,000 and a house or something like that, because we deserve that. And then you got to think of all the atrocities that were done to us during slavery, during Jim Crow, during the Civil Rights Movement, and even right now, things like what happened to George Floyd and what happened, to Ahmaud Arbery, and all of these different things that have been occurring, the lynchings, the killings, all of the stuff that we have to endure, all of the slave movies, the changing of our history, the forcible, they basically made us take a religion that wasn't ours, and all, there's just like a ton of things that you could go back and you could mention. So everything that we talking about, we just want to get paid, not to mention all of the things that people did to us. Even when we tried to separate, y'all wouldn't let us separate. We throughout the whole, basically the 1800s, the late 1800s, after slavery, and then later on, and we started building our own stuff. And even when we built our own stuff, y'all didn't want to let us do that. So that's what I'm trying to say. We need to get money, because once again, racism is never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's never going to end. As long as people are different, and people will remain to be different, as long as people are different, there'll be somebody that won't like somebody else because of the color of their skin. There will always these. And look, as soon as stuff started happening, you see what's going on. I know of at least 7 reports. Hopefully, it's no more, but I know of at least 7 reports of lynchings or hangings, that have gone on since George Floyd. We know of countless amounts of young people that are constantly being harassed by the police. The police even threaten to quit. Looking at all that stuff in New York, the police threaten to quit because they can't abuse and brutalize people anymore. Ridiculous, right? The thing is that they're not going to ever look at us as being equal. Even though if you really knew history, if you knew history before slavery, you would realize that they not even up to our standard. It's like they had to dumb us down, and that's the whole process. The whole process is a process of dumbing down the African, and try to do stuff to us. That's the same thing. Just like that whole Bill and Melinda Gates thing. That's ridiculous. It's like you gonna create a virus in a laboratory, then give it to us, and then make us take the vaccine, and you make billions of dollars off of it, and we're dying. And the whole thing with this virus thing, there's like 120,000 people dead, and nobody, and we got people locked in concentration camps. A lot of those people that came from Central and South America and all that Trump don't know the difference between them, so he just calls them all Mexicans. They're in concentration camps. Their children are locked up away from their parents. How long will European, Caucasian, white children be allowed to stay in concentration camps in cages without clothing, in unsanitary conditions? The same thing with Puerto Rico. Trump don't even look at they don't even look at Puerto Rico as being part of the United States because the people there are not white. Let's face it. Be honest. Be honest. Talk in honest terms. They never, after Katrina, they never go. If you go to New Orleans, the only thing they hooked up was the tourist areas, so they can make money off of tourists coming there for a Mardi Gras. But those areas that were destroyed in the hurricane, they ain't been repaired. They haven't. Be honest. Why? Because it's black folks. If that would have been a white neighborhood, then a whole different ballgame. But and the same thing. So anybody that is not white, any person and that's what white supremacy is. That's what white nationalism is. They believe in their heart of hearts that this country is theirs. They completely annihilated all of the Native Americans who were already here. I've been researching that. And so, I believe that, there were already Africans here. And most of the people, the mixtures of people are because of, just horrible atrocities committed by Caucasians. I mess with my wife. We both got Dominicans. We both got Dominicans in our family, and sometimes they try to talk to us about like, oh, I'm not black or I'm not African. No, I'm not African. The only difference between most of y'all is a boat stop and who raped your great grandmother. Really. I didn't, and I know, like, having Nigerian and folks from Sierra Leone and all of that in my bloodline, but then I also got people from Wales in my bloodline. So how did those Welsh people get in my bloodline? So so that's why I try to tell y'all, don't get the game twisted. And even if they'll have sex with you, don't mean they love you. It is true. How many of these people we seen, how many of these Candace Owenses have we seen, when they get the N-word wake-up call, and then all of a sudden they realize that you're not white. They use you, like in Bill Withers, God rest his soul, they use you till they use you up. So, we can parade this one out front, and she'll tell them, just like, how can you talk bad about a man that somebody stepped on his neck for 8 minutes and 45 seconds, and then you get on the internet the next day, on the day of his funeral, and talk bad about him? I mean, come on. And like everybody in Congress and everybody in the United States Senate and everybody in the House of Representatives and even everybody in the White House. I mean, come on. Donald Trump got 17 allegations pending against him. 17 sexual assault allegations. It's like y'all seen the old the old porn star got sexual allegations against him. Well, so does Trump. So did Weinstein, so did Epstein, so did all these guys that got all this money. Matt Lauer is still hiding in his bunker. you know, he just we're gonna send him to Martha's Vineyard and just stay there, Matt. Everything. But they never gonna like you, so don't worry about it. The thing is, just make the playing field equal. See, that's all you got to do. Make the playing field equal, and we'll whip your butt on the playing field. I mean, come on. They started out, they wouldn't let us play basketball. Then they let a couple of us in to play basketball. The next thing you know, you morph into LeBron James, right? See, there was a time when they said, oh, we couldn't play. Same thing with baseball, same thing. Then you morph into a Barry Bonds, that hits more home runs or even, okay, let's say you don't like steroids. Well, let's say a Hank Aaron, a Henry Aaron, or Willie Mays, but then you don't like, we're not good enough to play golf, but then you morph into a Lee Elder or you morph into a Tiger Woods, right? You can't, or we got the great, your great boxers, but then all of a sudden, here comes Sugar Ray Robinson, right? And then later on comes a Joe Frazier and a Muhammad Ali, but we not good enough. You see what I'm saying? And then, and now even today, you gotta, you become a billionaire, but then you got a Bob Johnson and a Robert Smith. See, what I'm trying to say is, if you put us on any playing field, no matter what the playing field is, if you put us on it and you make it equal, we'll whip your butt. And our greatness has been denied. All this stuff that's here, the cell, even the stuff that's in the technology age right now, the internet, the cell phone, all of these smartphones, all of this technology, radio, any other radio frequency things that have come up, they lied. They lied. They stole the stuff, they patented it, they trademarked it, they did stuff to it, and they lied. And they didn't give us any of the money, so they need to give us the money. Forget that. Y'all made money, and the other thing is, they've been stealing all throughout this whole COVID thing. They've been stealing money out of the United States Treasury. All of this money. How you give us $1,200, but you give corporations and heads of corporations millions. But you can't give us millions. You can't. So you mean to tell me you can't give every one of us $500,000, but you figure out ways to pay for trillions? I'm talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of military equipment. Who gets that money? I mean, for real, all of these defense contractors and all of these, all of the Lockheed Martins and the General Dynamics and all of these companies, they got billions of dollars. Billions. And where does that money go? It goes to the people, the stockholders of those companies. The stockholders of those companies are getting rich every day, and richer and richer and richer. Okay, that's the same thing is, that's why, because of Amazon, that's why they don't care if the post office goes under. Because they don't want to take care of y'all. Why? Because y'all poor. And because y'all not white. Or if you are white, you're poor and white. Which once again goes to Trump's constituency. And he really don't, he got all these poor white folks running around rah, 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 talking about Trump, but Trump don't care a damn thing about you. You can trust and believe that. So, forget about it. Don't get mad, get paid. We want the money. Give us money, give us money, give us money, because you don't love me. I got a few people walking around on two legs that love me, and I know who they are. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. Hit the like button. I tickle myself. Hit the subscribe button and hit the share. Share this video with others. My name is Judson Powell. I love you. Hit the love button though. Hit the love. You gotta love people.